Hi, I'm Sashmita Sutesh. The question I got is critically evaluate icebreakers' existing distribution and positioning strategies from the perspective of continued international expansion. Icebreakers' selective distribution throughout specialist outdoor retailers help to build a strong brand credibility in developed markets. These retailers are trusted by outdoor consumers and are able to communicate the technical quality, performance, and sustainability of Icebreaker's merino wool products, which strengthens the brand's premium image. However, this distribution model is difficult to scale for international growth, especially in large emerging markets such as China and other parts of Asia. Specialist outdoor stores are limited in number and are often located only in major cities, which restricts Icebreaker's market reach. As a result, the brand's growth speed is slowed and international expansion becomes less efficient. In many Asian markets, the outdoor retailer ecosystem is still relatively weak. There are few specialist retailers and less trained staff who are capable of explaining the technical benefits of merino wool, such as temperature regulation, comfort, and durability. As a result, Icebreaker needs to spend more on consumer education through marketing and promotion. Despite this, the brand still struggles to achieve a wide distribution and strong sales volume. This is a significant issue because Icebreaker's premium pricing requires a high level of customers' understanding in order to justify the cost. Compared with global outdoor competitors, Icebreaker have more limited presence in department stores, mega stores, and online channels. This reduces brand visibility and limits consumer access to the product. This limited accessibility makes it harder for Icebreaker to attract middle income buyers in emerging markets, where convenience, availability, and ease of purchase are important decision factors. Overall, Icebreaker's current strategy effectively supports its premium positioning, but it lacks the flexibility needed for long term global expansion. Therefore, Icebreaker should expand into additional channels such as e commerce and carefully selected mass retailers while still maintaining a strict control over brand image and product quality.
Hi and a very good day to everyone. I'm Aina Patricia. So now I'll continue with question 12.5 where the question asks that for entry into China, what information does Icebreaker need and how might it obtain the needed data? Okay, now I will be addressing the information that Icebreaker needs to enter the Chinese market and how does this information supports its entry strategy. This question is important because entering China involves significant risk due to its size, diversity, and its competitive nature. Therefore, Icebreaker must first understand the market it is entering. One of the most critical areas is consumer behavior. Icebreaker first needs to know how Chinese consumers perceive merino wool, whether they value sustainability and ethical sourcing, and if they are willing to pay premium prices for technical outdoor apparel. Since Icebreaker positions itself as a performance-focused brand, understanding whether consumers view outdoor clothing as functional wear or as a lifestyle and status symbol is essential for effective product positioning and also product marketing. Next, in addition to understanding consumers, Icebreaker must also analyze the competitive landscape and distribution channels in China. The outdoor apparel market already includes strong international brands such as Patagonia and The North Face, as well as well-established local Chinese brands. Icebreaker needs information on competitors' pricing strategies, product offerings, branding approaches, and market share to assess whether its sustainability-driven differentiation can provide a competitive advantage or not. Furthermore, Icebreaker must understand how products are distributed in China, including the role of specialist retailers, department stores, and especially e-commerce platforms. Information on logistics, warehousing, and local distributors is also important in determining the most suitable market entry mode.
Hello guys, I'm Shahira Aina. So, another key area of information Icebreaker needs relates to regulatory, legal, and cultural factors. Icebreaker must understand import duties, tariffs, labeling requirements, and product safety standards to ensure full compliance with Chinese regulations. Protecting intellectual property is also crucial as Icebreaker relies heavily on its brand identity and proprietary materials. In addition, China is not a single uniform market. Economic conditions, cultural preference, and consumer behavior vary across regions. Understanding differences in income levels, fashion preference, and perceptions of foreign brands help icebreaker to decide which region to enter first and how to adapt its marketing strategies effectively. To obtain all this information, icebreaker can rely on a combination of secondary and primary research methods. Secondary research, such as industry reports and government track data, provides an overview of market trends, competitions, and regulations. Primary research, including surveys, focus groups, and interviews, allows icebreaker to gain direct insights into consumer preference. Partnering with local distributors and conducting market testing through online platforms or pop-up stores also provides real-time feedback. In conclusion, by gathering comprehensive information across consumer, competitive, regulatory, and cultural areas, and by using multiple research methods, icebreaker can reduce uncertainty and make information decisions, increasing its chance of a successful and sustainable entry into the Chinese market.
Hello, my name is Kaho, and now we will present question 12.6. The question is assess the attractiveness of the Indian market for icebreaker, and make note of the type of and source of information required for our evolution. Hello, I talk about the competitive and retail environment in India. First, looking at the competitive environment, the Indian outdoor apparel market is dominated by low-price players. Decathlon is the strongest competitor. It has around 130 stores in India and uses a Make in India strategy. By producing locally, Decathlon can offer functional products at very low prices. In addition, domestic brands like Wildcraft cover mass demand through wide retail networks. Fast fashion brands such as Uniqlo and H&M also offer affordable and good enough functional wear. Because of this, price competition is very intense and the market is unfavorable for premium imported brands like Icebreaker. Next, the retail environment also creates a serious challenge. Icebreaker usually sells its products through specialty stores, where trained staff explain the benefits of merino wool and the brand story. However, in India, most retail channels are large superstores, multi-brand outlets, or online platforms. There are very few premium outdoor specialty stores with knowledgeable staff. This makes it difficult to communicate Icebreaker's product value to consumers. Therefore, even though the market is growing, the competitive pressure and retail structure make India a challenging market for Icebreaker. Thank you.
Next, I will assess the attractiveness of the Indian market for icebreaker from the perspective of consumer demand and product market fit. Demand for icebreaker in India is highly segmented and also limited. Icebreaker's merino wool value proposition has low mass market appeal due to India's predominantly warm climate, resulting in limited demands for merino apparel. Demand is mainly concentrated among specific niche segments, including consumers in colder northern regions such as Kashmir, adventure travelers and trekkers, and also urban consumers familiar with premium performance products. That's all from me. Next, I'll pass it to next presenter.
Hi, I'm Nadia. I will talk about entry consideration and information required before entering the India market. The first one is distribution risk. Icebreaker relies heavily on specialized outdoor retailers to educate consumers about the technical benefits of merino wool. However, in India, the number of specialized outdoor retailers is limited, which may restrict Icebreaker's ability to achieve sufficient sales volume. This makes a distribution a key barrier to entry. Thus, icebreaker requires retail and distribution information, including the availability of specialized retailers, the strength of potential distributors, and the feasibility of alternative channels such as e-commerce. The second one is consumer awareness risk. Awareness of merino wool in India is low, and consumers often prefer synthetic fabrics due to climate condition and price sensitivity. So, icebreaker would face higher advertising and consumer education costs, increasing uncertainty around demand. To reduce this risk, icebreaker needs consumer and market demand information such as consumer knowledge of merino wool, purchasing behavior, lifestyle trends, and willingness to pay for premium performance apparel. The third one is brand positioning risk. Icebreaker has limited brand recognition in India, which may weaken its ability to maintain premium pricing. Entering a highly price-sensitive market could also pressure the brand to dilute its niche positioning, focus on sustainability and performance. Hence, Icebreaker requires competitive and brand information to assess competitive positioning, price expectations, and whether Icebreaker's premium brand values can be effectively communicated in the Indian market. And the last one is timing and capacity risk. A large-scale entry into India could strain icebreaker supply capacity and divert managerial attention away from established core markets such as the United States and Europe. This suggests that a full-scale entry may be premature. To manage this risk, icebreaker needs operational and supply information, including production capacity, logistic capabilities, and scalability to support a phased or selective entry strategy. In conclusion, although India offers long-term potential due to its large population and growing middle class, it is only moderately attractive in the short term. Icebreakers should adopt a cautious-phased entry strategy supported by through market research and strong local partnerships.
Hello everyone, my name is Kavimala Parameswaran and now I'm going to explain about question 12.7. It is asking us about icebreaker is considering expansion, but it is unsure as to whether Brazil or Argentina hold more potential. Explain how would you assess the market potential for each market. We have three main points. One is country level screening, another one is industry level attractiveness, and the last one is firm level strategic fit. So let's look through one by one. First point, which is explains about country level screening. Icebreaker first evaluates the macro environment of each country to assess long term brand development potential. Now let's see the subpoints. First is income level and purchasing power. Icebreaker targets middle to high income consumer due to its premium sustainable merino positioning. As for Brazil country, larger and more stable middle class people and stronger purchasing power. Argentina more focuses on purchasing power because it is unstable due to economic fluctuation. Let's see market size and population. Brazil has large population and high urbanization, which shows significant market capacity even with small market share. However, Argentina has smaller population which shows limited overall market potential. Another point is macroeconomic and business environment. Brazil has more diversified economy, relatively manageable risk for pricing and long-term planning. As for Argentina, high inflation and exchange rate volatility increases the business risk. Now let's move on to industry level attractiveness. Brazil has larger apparel market, strong acceptance of sportswear, outdoor wear and international brands and fast-growing e-commerce. As for Argentina, outdoor and functional clothing demand is niche and industry scale is smaller. The last point explains about firm level strategic fit. Brazil has better aligned with Icebreaker's growth through scale strategy and retail infrastructure. However, for Argentina, it is better suited as a niche or secondary market. So, the overall conclusion is Brazil is more aligned with Icebreaker's goals as Brazil offers greater market potential. However, Argentina is more suitable for later or smaller scale entry. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Sushmita Kandan, and now I'll be explaining about question 12.8. Question 12.8 asks us to critically evaluate the sale of Icebreaker to BF Corporation and to identify the challenges Icebreaker faces after the acquisition. The evaluation of VF Corporation's acquisition of Icebreaker, focusing on the benefits, drawbacks, and ongoing challenges of this acquisition. First, I will talk about the benefits of the acquisition. One major advantage is the availability of international distribution, supply, and marketing support provided by VF Corporation. This allowed Icebreaker to grow much faster than it could have on its own, especially in Asian markets, where VF already has a strong global presence. Another benefit is the synergy with Smartwool, which is also part of VF Corporation. Through shared sourcing and innovation, both brands were able to strengthen their leadership in the merino wool category, creating efficiencies while improving product development. In addition, the acquisition empowered Icebreaker's product growth and sustainability efforts. With VF's financial strength and resources, Icebreaker could invest more in sustainable practices and innovation while expanding its product range. Next, I will discuss the drawbacks and threats of the acquisition. One key concern is the threat of losing brand integrity. Icebreaker began as a small, innovative New Zealand brand, and becoming part of a large corporation may cause consumers to perceive it as more commercial rather than authentic. There's also a risk of watering down the brand through wider distribution, possible price cutting, and quality changes as the company scales up. Expansion pressure could affect the premium image Icebreaker is known for. Lastly, operating within a large corporation may result in an inability to remain fully entrepreneurial, as decision making can become slower and more structured compared to a smaller independent company. Finally, I will be explaining the ongoing challenges Icebreaker faces after the acquisition. One major challenge is maintaining the essence of the brand, particularly its commitment to sustainability, natural performance, and premium positioning. Another challenge is ensuring the ethical sourcing of merino wool while continuing to grow globally as demand increases. Lastly, Icebreaker must work to retain consumer confidence in highly competitive outdoor apparel market where trust, authenticity, and sustainability play a critical role in purchasing decisions. In conclusion, while VF Corporation acquisition of Icebreaker offers strong growth opportunities and strategic benefits, it also presents significant challenges that must be carefully managed to preserve Icebreaker's core identity.